How's it going, everyone? Alright, welcome to our Friday night podcast. Um, we're gonna wait a little bit, let everyone try to trickle in as we get going here today. We have a few things to talk about. Nothing major. Okay, it is a lot of major stuff, but we're going to definitely be touching on some key topics. One that my husband brought to my attention, and now that my eyes are open to it, it's all over Twitter. So there's that, which is great. Um, but yeah, we are here Friday night. I don't expect too many people with the live, but we do this so that people can, definitely tune back in later or whenever they get home from having their fun weekend times or whatever. So I'm trying to just click through, get myself set up and ready to go. So I will start off with hope everyone is having a good Friday. Hey, can finally watch. Last few times been too late for me. Oh, hey Andrew, I'm sorry that it's been so late. It's it's panning out the best time frame for most of the BullHouse staff to be a part of the actual podcast itself. So unfortunately, this is when we will be doing it, and thankfully we do record it, right? It's not always just live and then it's a one and done and it's just gone. So I guess that's a positive to doing it this way, right? But I do want to shout out to TMI, the masked investor. He had some issues today. YouTube, you better hold up your end of the deal on this. Like, he is a great content producer and a very upstanding person on YouTube. So I don't know why his channel was taken down today, but I am very happy to hear that has been fixed and everything, so that we can continue seeing what he has to bring to the table. And welcome back, dude. I know it's only like a few hours, but hey, that's precious time whenever the stock market's as crazy as it is, right? I'm just East Coast Canada, so time difference is super late. Oh yeah, I'm East Coast. I am East Coast in Florida, so I understand the time. It's 10:03 for me right now, so but yeah, I do want you guys to definitely, if you guys aren't following TMI Mass Investor, definitely go do so. He has a great channel and he provides a lot of great content for the community and everything, and just a funny person, definitely, for sure. But as for tonight, all right, we stick to the stock market. We look broad market, right? BullHouse is a broad market community, and we like to see what's going on all around the world and all around the country, and why that affects our stock market and our economy, right? That's what we're all here for. So tonight is going to be an interesting conversation because, well, our lovely government has definitely provided us some good media to use for the evening, and let me just say it is appalling that our press secretary Jen is she's saying things that she shouldn't be saying. Let's leave it at that for the moment. West Coast and the house. Yes, I have family. My sister is on the West Coast. So yes, and my aunt and a few other people in our family is on the West Coast. So yes, I understand West Coast time. I am so happy you guys could be here. But yeah, so anyway, back to what I was saying. We're gonna watch a little snippet here in a couple minutes, but I just want to get this out. The minute we start suppressing what we can say and what can actually be posted and things like that, it starts infringing on our First Amendment, right? I mean, the First Amendment, yes, people call it, oh, I can say whatever I want due to the First Amendment and not get, any kind of retribution. Well, and the actual First Amendment is to cover yourself with, government stuff. Like, if you can actually say that you dislike the president, you can say that you dislike how the government is running things or your local government without retribution. You won't be, killed for it or anything like that. You won't be imprisoned. And so that's basically what the First Amendment is for. It's not to be a complete asshole to somebody and be like, I'm covered under the First Amendment, right? That's not what that's for. It's basically to cover you against the government. And so what the the main takeaway from this that I'm going to be showing you guys is that they are wanting to, control. Imagine that. They want to control what we post on social media. Anything that opposes their narrative is going to be starting to be taken down off of Facebook because they're working very close with Facebook, and we know that they work close with Twitter and things like that. And so they are essentially trying to do, our free speech areas, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, any of these places that we've been able to just write our true feelings and how we feel and what's going on. They're now labeling it as misinformation. And if it's, against what they believe or what they're trying to say is the accurate thing and not question the government or the entities that be, you'll have it taken down and or banned. And that's disgusting. Like, that's not how this works. And so, that's them controlling so much. And so that's, yes, it is working. Transparency Project. What is up? What is up? I see you. I can definitely see what you're saying. Most people in this channel are just very quiet in the chat for some reason. But yeah, so we're going to watch this real quick. And we will, I think I'm going to watch about 5 minutes of it. That's about it. And then we'll go over it. Does that sound good? So I will mute our music here. Alright, we will switch over. Here we go. Make it big. Alright. And I'm going to mute my mic so that you guys can't hear me, okay?
Just, you went through kind of the top line details of this yesterday, but can you elaborate a little bit on the Facebook, the administration to Facebook, flagging of disinformation, and then there's also some reporting that we've had that Facebook maybe hasn't been as proactive as the White House would like it to be in response to some of the flagging. So the process of how the flagging works, and then whether Facebook has been amenable to those requests.
Sure. Well, I would say first, it shouldn't come as any surprise that we're in regular touch with social media platforms, just like we're in regular touch with all of you and your media outlets about areas where we have concern, information that might be useful, information that may or may not be interesting to your viewers. You all make decisions just like the social media platforms make decisions, even though they're a private sector company and different, but just as an example. So we are regularly making sure social media platforms are aware of the latest narratives dangerous to public health that we and many other Americans are seeing across all of social and traditional media. And we work to engage with them to better understand the enforcement of social media platform policies. So let me give you an example just to illustrate it a little bit. The false narrative that remains active out there about COVID-19 vaccines causing infertility, something we've seen out there flowing on the internet quite a bit and other places as well, which has been disproven time and time again. This is troubling, but a persistent narrative that we and many have seen, and we want to know that the social media platforms are taking steps to address it. That is inaccurate, false information. If you are a parent, you would look at that information and that would naturally raise concerns, but it's inaccurate. And that is an example of the kind of information that we are flagging or raising.
And then has Facebook been as proactive as the White House would like in terms of its response to those flags?
Well, I think as I noted yesterday, Phil, there are more steps that everyone can take. And I would just note again, this is a responsibility of officials speaking, of course, on behalf of the government. It's a responsibility of members of the media. It's the responsibility of citizens and civic leaders and people who are trusted voices in communities around the country. That has a broad definition. Social media platforms is one of them. And as we know, it is also there are also areas where a lot of people get news and information. Sometimes those are accurate news items reported by some of your outlets or accurate information shared by a neighbor. Sometimes there is information that is not. It is hard to discriminate, as we know. This is not a new issue, but it is an issue that is impacting people's lives. So a couple of the steps that we have, that could be constructive for the public health of the country are providing for Facebook or other platforms to measure and publicly share the impact of misinformation on their platform and the audience it's reaching. Also with the public, with all of you, to create robust enforcement strategies that bridge their properties and provide transparency about rules. You shouldn't be banned from one platform and not others for providing misinformation out there. Taking faster action against harmful posts. As you all know, information travels quite quickly. If it's up there for days and days and days, when people see it, it's hard to put that back in a box. And of course, promoting quality information. Algorithms, I don't know how they work, but they all do know how they work. So those are some of the steps that we think could be constructive for public health, for public information, for public, and the right of the public to know.
Alright, so yeah, that's basically the gist that I wanted you guys to see. It stopped for everyone in Discord. It stops at about 1 hour, 2 minutes, 45 seconds. That's if you guys are looking for that timestamp in the Discord. So yeah, I have a big problem with this. And I don't know anybody in their right mind that wouldn't have a big problem with this. Because at the end of the day, this is limiting us of being able to question and post our concerns and get a massive community approach of, how we think and, is this right to question and is, what's the truth out there? That's why, I'd say all the time, I welcome anybody with an opposing view in our Discord or in the Twitter spaces or even YouTube or anything like that, because eventually we're going to get to the truth, right? And so I don't know why we need to start limiting on what people say and how they say it, because that's, no two minds think alike, right? So why, okay, Kenna, why is this a big thing with the stock market? Okay, so if it goes back to the whole great reset of 2030, right? That whole thing we've been talking about is, the whole, you will own nothing and you'll be happy about it. If that's a narrative they're trying to push and we start questioning it, like, what the hell do you mean? I'm not going to own anything and I'll be happy about it. I don't know anybody who doesn't want to own their house, own a car, own their furniture, or whatever it may be. I don't know anybody that would find that even remotely a possibility of actually enjoying a life like that. And so, oh, I didn't turn my music back on. There we go. And so I have a big problem with this, and this needs to start getting out more and more and bringing attention to it. Alright, let me catch up on the chats here. Always looked forward to the BullHouse podcast. Thanks, Buddha. I appreciate you, and thanks for being here. Evening Hoosier. And for my YouTube, they've been doing it for the years. Assholes, yes, right? Either she is a little tyrant herself, or she's about sick to her stomach because she is saying is so not American, and she knows it. I've personally been in this battle for a long ass time. I've been with Anonymous and had a huge following with Fedbook, scrubbed all my accounts at once. Oh my gosh. That's insane. That is insane. New World would be better. Oh gosh. Guys, I'm terrified at this, right? Like, 'cause they're not just they're talking about social media, limiting our social media and how we can talk and all this other stuff, while glossing over the fact of what's actually happening around the world, and not talking about our own country and talking about the housing market and the economy and everything. Like, they're just saying, oh no, everything's fine. Everything is perfectly fine, right? It's amazing. And so, like, when we say, hell, we've seen it with Matt Kors, his YouTube being taken down, TMI, his YouTube taken down. YouTube has also come out and said if those little funny random comments come up and they're, asking for information, like, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I am not 100% sure how to do it, guys. I really don't. And how do you combat that? Because at the end of the day, if they have control over social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Reddit, whatever it may be. I don't think Reddit's selling out. I mean, we've heard the CEO of Reddit, so I think he's on our side here a little bit. But they already control the media. We know that. They controlled what we see on the news. I know they shut down Cuba. They did shut down Cuba, right? But if they shut us down, if they shut us up and tell us to be quiet and just be little good kids and follow what we're told to do, that's not going to end well. I don't see that ending well at all, because it gets to a very dangerous situation where, back in the, before technology, before, I was a kid when internet and all of that really was coming about. So I kind of remember when people didn't really question things, and, things were just kind of as is, and the life was just that. It was just how it was. And now that we have the ability to talk and communicate with one another and, ask these questions and get various people's opinions on how it all works, I think this is where we have a turning point of people just going, what the hell? The first step to communist Marxist society is to convince people they would rather be taken care of by the government instead of owning their own lives, right? That's exactly it, Hoosier. That's exactly it. Like, the first step, we're in North America or North Korea. Right. So the biggest difference, guys, right now is that we can actually say this, and this is the greatest thing about our First Amendment right in the United States, and we have that freedom of speech. We get to question things, and the minute they start taking that away for whatever reason and having any repercussions about it, that's when we're in trouble, right? We cannot afford to let that happen at all, because I'm gone. People like me, people like Hoosier 8, people like TMI and Trey, and anybody else that stands up and says what the hell is going on, and somebody needs to wake up, the DTCC or the Federal Reserve or the president or whoever, the ones of us that are up here constantly going, somebody needs to wake you guys up and see what's going on. We go away, we get suppressed, and we're not able to say what we're saying. And I don't want that to happen. I cannot, it almost makes me want to tear up, because I cannot imagine that not being a thing, and someone telling me that I can't question what's going on. That's the best thing that you do. You question. I was always taught as a child to question everything. If you don't believe in something, you question it until you figure out the right answer. And right now I am questioning everything in this world. We need to set up our own servers and have our own satellites after we get the squeeze. Yeah, I'm with you, John. I'm with you. 100%, I am with you with that. It baffles me. It absolutely baffles me that, us main, just average people, we sit here and we can talk and discuss and have intellectual conversations and actually come to some pretty cool conclusions that we can factually back, right? We can factually back our ideas and everything, and we get discredited. We get told that we're not right, we're not anything about that, and we're not allowed to say these things. That's what they're basically saying, right? Have you watched First Amendment audit videos? No, I haven't, Peter Joy. I have not seen anything about that. If you could send that to me, I'd greatly appreciate that. If you want to post a link or something in the chat, I will definitely check that out. So yeah, that was the biggest thing I wanted to talk about. Now, like I said, First Amendment covers your ability to question government entities, how the country is being ran and things like that without repercussion or being jailed or killed or anything like that, like most communist countries, right? And that's the brilliant thing behind it. But again, I do not want people to hear this and be like, oh, well, Ken is all for the First Amendment rights. Guys, First Amendment right, it does not give you the right to be an asshole. It does not give you the right to talk to somebody disrespectfully. That's just not what the First Amendment's about. I need people to stop hiding behind the First Amendment when they come after people and attack. That's harassment. Harassment is not tolerated by any means. That I will say that much about that. I've got quite a few. All right, cool. Transparency project. Yes, I will. Once we're done, I will definitely send you. I will subscribe, and I will probably be binge watching your channel 100% for a while. But yeah, gosh, guys, and this does tie into what another thing. I all wanted to check in and send out good vibes before I crash for the night. Keep fighting the good fight. Heck yeah, balls. Thanks for coming in. I hope you sleep well. It's Friday. We made it through the week. It's been a hell of a week, right? Get some good rest. But yeah, I did also want to touch on the fact that there are people If you are in the ape community or invested in AMC or GameStop or whatever the meme stocks you're invested into, and people are trying to tell you not to go do and enjoy your life, go to the movies, go on vacation, or buy that extra bottle of champagne or whatever you're wanting to buy, whatever it may be, don't let them do that. Like, it's your money, it's your life. Again, this is not a communist state. The movement does not tell you what you can and can't do with your life. It's your life. It's your pocketbook. It's whatever you decide is best, because I'm sorry, I live and breathe by the idea of, put only what you can afford into the stock market. If your life is depreciating, if your livelihood is depreciating, do not put more than you can afford to lose in it. Like, I've gotten scolded. I've personally gotten scolded because I don't put every dollar I have into the stock market, because I have my daughter, I have my own life, I have my husband, and I don't want our lives to be, worse right now for the possibility, potential, someday, one day, hopefully, the MOAS. Like, I'm saying, like, the MOAS will happen, but we have no idea. No one can tell you a date or a time or anything like that. It could take another, 2 weeks. It could be Monday. It could be in another year. We don't know, and you can't completely destroy your life trying to wait for something like that. Take your vacation. Go out on a date. Go and enjoy your life, because take it from me, somebody that has faced death 2 times now, and I probably looking at it one more time again. I don't know, but life is short. Life is way too effing short to start doing this crap. Like, I'm sorry. You'll never, personally, in my opinion, you will never look back and say, oh, I shouldn't have taken that vacation. I shouldn't have taken that time off. You'll never regret those moments, right? Unless something really tragic happens or something. There's other dying factors in there that we can always say, well, but what if? But at the end of the day, you'll never regret, actually enjoying your life, because to me, having crossed that bridge a few times of, okay, what can I do to make my life better, and what can I do to enjoy it, because time here is very finite. I'm gonna go get that extra toy for my child. I'm gonna get, order pizza. I'm gonna get out and splurge on the extras here and there, because at the end of the day, it's just money. You can make more, and it's not something that's going away anytime soon, right? So that's something I wanted to really put out there, put that positive vibe out there. Do not let anybody in this movement kind of coerce you into, oh, this is what you have to be doing, or you're not part of the movement. That's bullshit. That is absolute, and I'm going to say it again, it's bullshit for anybody to sit here and tell you that you have to spend every dollar that you have into the movement. That's not right. That is not a good thing. It is not. It's financial advice. Two, it's bullying, I guess you could say, and I don't do well with bullies, so I also wanted to put those 2 cents out there with this, because I have seen it a few times on Twitter now that people are being told what they can and can't do with their money. Don't listen to it. Just don't. Let's see. Unfortunately, we're slowly taking away our rights and people are letting them. Yes, Peter Joy, I completely agree. You can question things outside the boundaries of plurocracy. The Patriot Act allowed the plurocrats to control all aspects of speech. Yes. Good vibes. Political correctness and the cancel culture was the first assault on the First Amendment. Yeah. That was the camel nose under the tent, and we accept it so easily. This political correctness thing, guys, this might be where I suck at social media, because I cannot figure out what is politically correct and not. So if I offend, I count this as my general umbrella apology if I offend you, because I still don't know what's politically correct and not. So that's just me. Your family is your first priority, and anyone telling you different is not a friend. Yes, Hujri, I completely agree. Thanks, John. RC Boat, you're doing it correctly. With time, you will be able to relax, enjoy your life. My dad's last words was, I should have taken the time to go on vacation and dance with my mom. Live with no regrets. Yes, RC, that is exactly what I'm saying. Live without regrets. Live without regrets, because that is the key, right? that is, I mean, I don't, I'm sorry, when we MOAS, you're not gonna be like, oh, I should have bought 3 more shares. Like, no, that's not it. That is not even the thing. Like, MOAS means we're gonna have more money than we know what to do with. And, you know, the funny thing is that people think AMC and GME are the only plays here. There are so many more plays after the MOAS, like the commodities and you know, working the market on the way down and buying up the foreclosure markets, and because it's going to be a thing. Like, guys, there's so much more to reinvest in. I can't even stress it. Like, I'll say it. Like, I'm one of the small apes. I am not a 4x share ape, like by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. And I don't stress. I don't stress about this because it's, at the end of the day, it's the stock market. Take emotion out of it. Just do what you can, do what you want. And I cannot believe that has to actually be said. I cannot believe I actually have to sit here and say, do what you want. You're an adult. Like, nobody should be telling you what to do. I'm too old and cranky to care what is politically correct, right? Much love, y'all. Thank you for what y'all doing. The knowledge gained is priceless. I've learned so much and continue to do so. Definitely. Windows, that's why we're here. I love what I do. I've really taken, you know, a few days here and there to really think, like, is this what I'm meant to do? Am I doing what I love? And guys, I get on, you know, I look forward to it. I do. I mean, granted, I might not know exactly what I'm going to talk about. Like tonight, I went to my husband and I was like, I actually don't know what to talk about right now. And he brought this to me with the, you know, First Amendment BS, and I was like, oh, thank you for the hot topic. I could probably go on for a few hours on this, but I'm not going to because, well, no one wants to listen to that. So I absolutely love being able to bring you guys information and breaking it down and just being kind of a level, logical brain about it, because I don't try to get too worked up over it, but it is kind of one of those, this isn't right, let's call this out because this is what we're here for. Same, I'm only a 3 times, but bullish as fuck. Heck yeah. You know, let's raise the glass to the 1, 2, and 3 times, because you know we're holding out for as long as we can, right? Like, those are the people we're gonna be holding out to as far as this thing's gonna go. Pulled your bacon out of the fire and gave you a hot topic. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Let me get over to my Discord chat. America is one picture from America and one picture from the media. Yeah, right. That's. That is. I don't know. I have to make this bigger. Alright, Kringle, this is good. Thank you for the laugh. Millions of Americans face eviction while billionaires do the space race. Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? That's the difference. There's so many people facing evictions right now, and the billionaires are trying to get off the planet. So, yeah, that's pretty painful. I am triggered and offended, Kenan. Not cool, not remotely PC. I'm sorry, Sidel. I'm not. That is, oh, ouch. That's terrible. Thank you for that. Since December, yeah. I got AMC in January, so I'm right there. I've been in there for a while, but like I said, like our community is, that's where I kind of love being able to be broad market, right? Because like, a lot of us got into Verb. If you haven't looked it up, VERB, they had a deal with Microsoft, and they're kind of the only technology company doing what they're doing. And it's been on a nice little bull run. Like, I mean, it's been pretty good, and I've enjoyed it. You know, we've got in, like, our community got into Meta, well, Torchlight, before it merged with Meta. And yeah, most of us are kind of licking our wounds a little bit here because we're down 60, 70, 80% because of these reverse splits, and oh gosh, the shorting on this stock is ridiculous. But hey, we're still here. We still hold each other tight and say, hey, it's gonna be okay. You know, it's been interesting because it's, you know, we still hold our GameStop and our AMC shares, but I mean, guys, how many? I don't know if you guys saw this. So I did tweet this out. I have to move some stuff around real quick before I show. But I did tweet this out. I finally wrote it down. I finally wrote this down. Let's see. We'll go here. I don't know if you guys have seen this on my Twitter, but alright, so we finally did the price tag. I finally wrote up the price tag, and so AMC at just a one times by the float, nothing more, nothing less, just basic data that anybody can easily digest, because this was a simple DD for the hedge funds to know kind of what they're looking at with the apes, right? Now, if you factor in everything else, we're looking at I've seen some people say 14 times the float has to be bought, but I just wanted to use basic, simple, no speculation, just one time the float, right? So all of the entire 100% float has to be bought. And I did it with these price points of 10,000, 100,000, 500,000. And if you've been here before, we've talked about this a few times. But we're looking at, for AMC, 4.487 trillion minimum, up to a $224.37 trillion price tag just for AMC. Alright, again, basic numbers. For GameStop, this almost made me puke last night when I was doing these up. So, conservative with 125,000, you have 7.051 trillion, up to a 1.41 quadrillion price tag. So you have roughly between 11 trillion 538 billion 650 million dollar price tag, up to a 1 quadrillion 634 trillion 620 billion dollar price tag. So, and this doesn't take into account any of the other meme stocks or anything else that's been shorted. Like, we know the SPY and everything's being shorted too. So this is just the grand scheme of things that I just did late last night while I was just sitting in my chair, and I wanted to share that. Like, guys, we're looking at something pretty hefty here, and to me, I had a theory. I had a pretty decent theory that was actually kind of concluded when I started doing my margin call stuff, my margin call DD, and that I had a thought that maybe we need to apply pressure from different angles, right? Maybe we need to but from different angles and everything. And so I don't know, like, it's something I'm still working on, if that's something that we need to do, because if they only have to cover 2 stocks, then maybe that's why they can keep pushing it down and controlling it and whatnot. So I don't know, like, that's I don't know. I'm still working on it, but I just have this thought, like, that's why they've been able to keep pushing and pushing and pushing, is because they only have to cover the 2, right? So I don't know. Fun. Okay, let me get back to my chat. Let's see. Check out. Wait. I'm holding since December, rating this till the wheels fall off. Check out Branson on the right with the Citadel emblem behind him. I have AMC. Oh, I can go back to that real quick. One sec, guys. Oh, well, hopefully. I don't know, guys. I don't like that. Like, I don't like that at all. Good catch. Good catch, John. I didn't even see that. Let's see. I have AMC, GME, and Meta, so I'm in for the ride also. Oh yeah, so yeah, Meta's giving me very big flashbacks of AMC early on this year. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, oh, that one's rough. Meta was my first purchase, actually. Was it really? That's really cool, Hoocher. Look at the picture. Yep, did that I hold my positions like I clench my butt post an enema. Oh lord, Kringle, you're terrible. Fun fact, George Lumber earnings are over 400% last time I checked. No, I didn't know that. Which is interesting, because I thought lumber prices were dropping. Like, they dropped like 50% the last couple days. Oh, the one that's up on the thing. I might have to refresh that. I need a bajillion dollars, right? Thanks, links work, but how to watch live? Oh, so the only way we can watch live for that, because Stages doesn't, Discord hasn't fixed stages to the point where you can actually share screens or anything like that. If that's what you're talking about, that's why we have the YouTube and everything. But other than that, if you click into the Trade Talk stage, you should be able to hop in here. You should see me in talks. Like, it's in the Trade Talk stage area, so you should be able to hop in here. Not to be political here, but do you think the New World Order would have happened if Trump got reelected, in your opinion? I'm not touching on that day night. I'm not. We can't. I just can't. But that's not for a live broadcast type conversation. We do get into those kind of conversations, but I just don't do it on YouTube. Thanks, Kevin, for helping out with that. We're just not gonna do that. It's a sign Kenna Citadel is going to try to leave the planet before we do take over the moon. Probably. They're gonna take over Mars. They're gonna be like, haha, the apes want Mars. We're taking it over. The mills are keeping the prices elevated. Oh, is it? Damn. I mean, well, it makes sense. I mean, they gotta make up for some of the lost money, right? So, alright, anybody from the Discord, do you guys have anything you want to talk about? Come up here and say your piece or anything like that. Do I have anyone that wants to talk about anything on your mind tonight? It is Friday, so I'm kind of being more lax about what we're talking about. Except for conspiracy theories or dogging on presidents right now, because I just don't want to handle that one in the comment sections. Number 45, that's the third rail, not touching that, you know. Sorry guys, I keep forgetting to mute my mic. I have my hookah going, so if you guys do hear that, it's just my hookah, kind of my chill thing for the night. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very curious to see what happens from here on out with the government and suppressing everything, because as we know, they do it with the stock market. They do lie to us, right? They lie about what's going on with it. They tell us, you know, heck, I just saw there was one news media that posted that we were buying silver bars. Like, at least they moved on from silver certificates, and now the Redditors are actually buying the solid metal, which honestly, like, it's, yeah, my hookah. It is a good way it's a good thing to invest in. I'm not gonna lie, like, it is a solid thing, but I don't think there's a ton of people that are like, yes, we're gonna go buy silver. Like, that's not part of the movement. Like, that's not what people are like. Yes, we're ditching everything. We're ditching the meme stocks and we're buying commodities. I mean, don't get me wrong, commodity market is definitely a next play for me, and metals and different things like that. But at the present moment, no. That's why we all need to buy container homes. That's an abundance of containers out there. Yeah, trust me, I love the idea of container homes. I've looked into numerous like plans on how to use container homes to build with, and they are absolutely fantastic. It's just, I don't know, like, it's definitely something I'm looking into. Silver and gold scam. You can't just cut off a what? A slice? Is that what it's supposed to say? Yeah, no, we have some copper. Like, my husband's been using, I've talked about this a couple times. But we mine Doge, and we have a good little surplus of Doge that we can, you know, get every few days or whatever. And so he actually has been buying copper, because there's a metal shop online that you can use different cryptocurrencies to buy precious metals. And so we mine the Doge and everything, and we transfer it into one wallet, and then he goes and he buys copper with it. I was like, well, this is a funny little thing. So Doge, in our opinion, now has a value because we can buy copper with it, and so our copper has all been bought with mined Doge, funny enough. So yeah, if you guys are interested in all that, we can definitely do a podcast on that, like, you know, mining Doge. So you do actually need kind of a good computer to do it. Like, we have two custom built gaming rigs that we did a couple years ago. Like, well, we added on and re-upped them and everything over the years, but we run our miners off of our graphics cards and things like that. And so, yeah, it's a pretty interesting thing to be able to just, mine something. It costs us like maybe when I did the figures up, it's like adding 2 to 3 cents a day to our electricity for both of us to be mining Doge. And so every 3 days, we get the 30 coins or whatever it is, and then we can actually cash that out and buy stuff. So it's pretty cool. So to buy with barely anything, any costs, it's a pretty nice investment actually. So, and I do want to eventually have a big crypto podcast. Like once I get a few more people in here that can do crypto more, we are going to be talking about cryptos. I understand them and I know them, but I personally do not trust digital currency very much, because I'm sorry, if the power grid goes down, the internet goes down, or anything like that, you've pretty much lost your money. I like tangible product. I like tangible cash. I like being able to actually hold what I'm using to buy product with. So I will bring more people in that can really pump that up. And so, yeah, we'll bring people in for that if you guys really want. Started hoarding physical gold, only realize you can't just go out and buy things with it. Not yet, RC. If you can't do it yet, I feel like there's gonna be a time maybe that's gonna be a thing. Stable coin versus crypto would be a great discussion. Heck yeah, we can definitely do that. So yeah, I'm very interested to see what you guys like. If you guys do have any suggestions, please do not hesitate to, message us or anything like that. If you're in the Discord, definitely, you know how to get a hold of us all. Like, just send us a message and say, hey, can we talk about this? Can we bring this up? Whatever. You just hop up here and say, hey, let's talk about this. We do pretty much an open mic. So anyone that wants to talk can. And we can just discuss it, because that's the way we get to a resolution, is just having an open discussion, right? Crinkle, high five. Can a hedge funds currently have a 100 times leverage on crypto? Do they really? At least as of data a week ago. That scares me. Crypto scares me. Yep, I'm with you, Hoosier. 100 time leverage is terrifying. Too much crazy pants for me. Funny. I just filed a flight plan for the moon for my boss. Fun. Okay, so, and for those that don't know in YouTube, Citadel Air is part of the BullHouse staff. He's our honorary troll, very much. No, he's a great guy. So if you do see him around on Twitter, he is just having some fun, because why take life so seriously, right? I just saw this GIF that they threw him, and I don't understand.
I'm sorry, I had to.
I saw that the other day, and I was like, what is this? I thought we were buying tickets to Ape Fest and not more silver. You can also get copper from abandoned properties. Homes might be easier than Doge. No, it's not, because then you have to actually go out, you have to take the copper and everything. That's just not a thing. I would much rather sit at my house and mine the Doge while playing video games or watching shows or something. It's so much easier. Illegal, but hey, whatevs. If I decide to talk in the podcast, it's just meow. Sounds good, Kringle. Watching it now. Cool. Thanks, Tyson. All right, guys, and then I'm managing 2 chats here, so yeah. So YouTube, you at least get to see what I'm reading on Discord. Let's see. Toilet paper futures is the way, right? I'm sorry if anybody actually bought into any company that manufactures toilet paper last year. You guys probably made bank. Let's face that. Nvidia and AMD are rocketing at the moment, making a killing, partly to crypto mining. Yeah, it is, and you can't find these damn graphics cards to save your life, because I wanted to upgrade mine and I'm not paying $2,000 for freaking graphics cards. It's stupid. I have Valcambi gold bars and could break off pieces like a Kit Kat bar. You could break off 1 gram at a time and use it as needed. That is really cool. I'm gonna need to look into that. That is so cool. Wait, Peter Boy, they're done with personal loans? Wells Fargo's done with personal loans now? Like, I knew they had line of credits, but...
I can answer that for you, Kenna.
Oh, heck yeah.
I actually was talking to about it the other day in the Discord. My father actually got a letter in the mail from Wells Fargo. He has a loan out. That's how he's got his car, and he has to find another way of taking his loan because they are dropping him.
What the fuck?
Yep, and he is former military.
Um. Uh. Um. Welcome back to '08, guys. Did you
Yep.
know that? Did you know that you invested in a time machine? Because that's pretty much what we're doing is going back. Oh God, I don't want to go back. Oh Lord, is any other banks doing this? Do we know if J.P. Morgan or Morgan Stanley,
Not yet.
Goldman? No, not yet. I had to buy a pre-built computer to even have my 3080. Damn, scalpers, right? Oh gosh, pre-built. I'm so sorry, Kringle. I can't. Don't get me wrong. There's some really cool pre-builts out there, but I like being able to actually figure out what I want in my computer. Oh, you're Johnny Rocket on Discord. Oh, okay. Good to know. Good to know. Thanks, John. Wells Fargo is stopping loans midstream. Fantastic. Hey, Brian. What's going on? Credit squeeze is coming. Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. And this is what I was talking about back in March, guys. Like, we had to keep an eye on the banks because we had, like, well, the minute they start struggling and the minute they start pulling back and not lending as easily and things like, and, you know, just kind of being like, screw the main people, that is when we need to start worrying, right? And so, well, time's coming. Oh, not a problem, Brian. I enjoy what I do. I think a good topic at some point might be how do you think fall fall partial lockdown that could close movie theaters affect AMC? Do you think the hedge funds are holding out for that? I mean, actually, Hoosier, it's a good thing you bring that up. So, with the Delta variant, we touched on this, I think on Wednesday. It's not going to be good, right? Like another lockdown. Thankfully, I live in a state that doesn't believe in lockdowns. I, I I know everyone dogs on Florida, but hey, we've been pretty open, and contrary to what the media portrays, like our numbers really haven't been bad. Like it's been on pretty par with a lot of other people and that have been on lockdown. So I mean, take that with what you will. I We know that all the media is kind of, you know, corrupted in what they put out there and whatnot, and so who knows at this point. But you know, people aren't just lying in the streets here. So um, are they holding till they crash? I mean, actually, I posted a video last night that talked about how the crash might actually be a good thing for AMC and GME because then, you know, if the market crashes, they're gonna be forced to uh, get out of their better positions and start, you know, doing damage control on the rest of their positions, and so they might actually be covering. So I mean, a crash might actually be a good thing for the meme stocks, to be honest. But yeah, as for a fall partial lockdown to close movie theaters, it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good. Like, it's a double-edged sword with a lot of this, right? It's a balancing act. If they close things down, then, you know, companies aren't having revenue, and how do you support companies that don't have revenue and everything? And their stocks will tank, and maybe that is what they're holding out for. It's definitely a possibility. Housing prices are going crazy. I live in the Tampa area, and houses in my neighborhood sell in 3 days. Reminds me of '08. Yeah, Peter, I'm in the Tampa Bay area as well. I shoot those houses. I go and we take pictures of those houses. We actually did get some contracts. We're pretty happy. Um, but at the same time, you know, that's why people aren't really hiring photographers is because those houses, you know, you can take the crappiest pictures ever, and those houses sell in 3 days because people don't care. People are buying sight unseen right now with cash, and I'm going, what are you doing? Why are you buying houses, you know, 30-40% over asking price and having these bidding wars when these houses aren't worth it? I'm going to drop Wells Fargo and move my money over to credit union. Yeah, I support credit unions 100%. We have a credit union. That's what we use as our main bank. Is a credit union.
Hey, Ken, I have something for you.
Yeah, what's going on?
The other thing that might be something that could be addressed with the whole situation with the stock markets. Tinfoil hat. Stick your tinfoil hat on. But Guantanamo Bay has been redone.
For what purpose?
That is a undisclosed reason.
Interesting. I'll have to look into that. People are overpaying for homes. Yes, they are. Like the best example for the overpaying of homes is the one in Michigan. Like that. I mean, that's not even the worst one now. Like honestly, but it's the only one that I can keep track of in my brain because I've been reading so much about this. You know, an $800,000 home goes for 1.2 million. What? Yeah, the Guantanamo Bay stuff, Peter. I will have to look into. We're gonna Toxic. If you want to message me about that, and so I remember to look into it. We will touch on that on Monday if I can find enough information about it. But yeah, that's interesting that they're rehabbing it. Mm.
No, it's already been rehabbed.
Oh.
Like it's ready to hold prisoners. And before they used Guantanamo Bay for people that dealt with treason.
So, question now stands. Is it for the masses or is it for the government? I mean, sorry, I did not.
That's the reason why I said tinfoil hat.
We might need to take that section out. No, I'm just kidding.
But that's the reason why I said that's tinfoil hat, because why would they get something back up?
Day night, this is where there's a lot of differing opinions. We have, like my husband and I, we have Robinhood and Webull, and we have, you know, TD Ameritrade and a few others. Like, we have diversified our portfolios, but I've told the apes that follow me that I will continue to hold my positions in Robinhood and Webull as long as this holds, so that you guys know that you have someone with you. So if you guys get screwed, I'm getting screwed too, and we can all kind of raise our voices together, because I have been writing, along with a few other people in the community, that they won't prevent that from happening, not being able to sell at least. So I do have that with you guys, and I personally don't have a problem with it. But definitely, I mean, you have time if you want to switch out. You do have time, because I don't see AMC going from 30 to 100,000 in 2 days. I don't see that being a thing. So you have time. You know, if I would have been a little more sketched out when we were hitting that $70 price point, and you know, being like, okay, maybe we're going now. But now that we've kind of dropped back down to this $30 price point, I wouldn't be too worried if you want to switch out. But again, not financial advice, just my opinion. Do what you want. But I do hold in Robinhood and Webull, just so you know. Re-education camp. Oh boy, we're not gonna go there. Ken, is the Delta variant going to mess with our squeeze? I don't think so. It could, but I don't think so, because at the end of the day, the things that you guys have to know is the shares are debt owed. Any shorts, any failure to delivers, any of this and that, they're debt owed, right? So the majority of us have basically like an IOU in our account because there's not enough shares out there, and so they have to cover those shares. And like I said, we don't know if it's going to be next week, 2 weeks, a year. We don't know. But I think the squeeze, as long as everyone stays vigilant and keeping, you know, on with just holding, right? At least just hold it, because at the end of the day, if they can't buy them if you just hold them, right? The squeeze will happen. I have no doubt about that. I'm still very 100% bullish on GME and AMC squeezes, so I have no fear about that. Will you get in line, citizen Democrat? Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Q? Brian, no, we're not doing Q. That's not a thing in this world right now. No offense, but I hope AMC comes back down some more so I feel better about getting in. No, I understand Hoosier. I kind of joke about that too, honestly. I joke about it all the time because I'm just like, oh man, if it just comes down a little bit more, I can buy more. I really can. But no, it's just an up and down game. It's a roller coaster, guys. It's a roller coaster. We've seen it go from that 21 mark to 550. We've seen it go from 40 to 18 or 10 or whatever it was. You know, it's just what the stocks do until they cover, right? They go up, they go down, and eventually they have to cover. I guess that's what we can get trending, right? Stocks go up, they go down, and then they have to cover. So, been buying all week, heavy AMC. Yeah. Hello there, YouTube BullHousers. Q, I like to... What,
I forgot to bring up to you, seeing some stuff that was posted up on the possible synthetics that is in the market for AMC, and I'll have to send you the link to that, but if that is the case, it's bad. They're talking
I think I saw that. I think I saw that post.
6 billion.
Yeah, it's a stupid number. Yes, billions of synthetics. I've seen that post. It is definitely still speculation, but I mean, if that's possible, I mean, that's why I said, guys, that's why I have my price tags, right? That's only 1 times of the float. Now multiply that by that 6, 7, 10 times. Like, we're looking at stupid numbers here, and I don't get how this can even be possible. Like, my brain cannot even wrap itself around like the asinine ability to mess with the market in such a way. It is, and yet we're the bad people, right? The retail apes are the bad people. Ape likes stupid numbers. I don't like stupid numbers. I'm tired of stupid numbers. I'm tired of I'm trying to think, but the goofy shit is something that I guess we're starting now because everyone's tired of the other phrase. So we're now saying goofy shit because David was like, that is an amazing phrase. I'm going to steal that. The goofy numbers. Yes, the goofy numbers. Because I mean, it's silly. It is absolutely silly what's going on, right? And so I really just don't understand. And I never thought I'd be in a position that this is what I would be doing with my life and studying how the markets are, because let's face it, I was an English major. And you know it's bad when an English major starts doing numbers. That's a very bad sign, because then you're like, okay, so they're actually catching on, and this needs to be out there. Like, they cannot continue doing this, right? Yep, that's what I'm saying, Brian. Just buy. Buy when you can, if you want to. If you don't want to, hold it. You know, no one can tell you. Sorry, didn't get your price. What is your price? So, it's not that it's my price. I did this little price tag thing. That was kind of a fun, like, I've talked about it a few times, and I've been saying that I would write it up, and so I'll show this again one more time. So I tweeted this out the other day, or actually last night, and I came up with the 8 price tags. And so I have, like, so when you see conservative, that's people like me that's been kind of our price points from the day, from like February roughly, right? Conservative is anyone that's been around me or whatever. You have like that conservative 10,000. We're like, okay, yeah, that's possible. Then you have the 8% of middle numbers, like the 100, 500,000. So I just kind of I wanted to do this little price tag, short, simple DD for the hedge funds, so they kind of knew what they were looking at, right? And so yeah, and as for strike saying floor, as you guys remember, floor price is on the way down, right? This is not a ceiling price. These are the floor prices for the apes. On when you sell, floor price is on the way down and floor is lava, so you don't touch it, right? And so this is what I came up with, just simple data, and with the with the float, right? We've been talking about how they have to cover the float. So 448 million, or 448.74 million, multiplied by a 10,000, 100,000, and a $500,000 price points, we come up with $4.487 trillion for $44.874 trillion, or $224.37 trillion price tag for a one-time buy of the float of AMC. And GameStop, we have with the float being 56.41 million, buying it one time over. Not again. We know there's synthetics. We know there's shorts. We know there's all this other stuff. I didn't take any of that into account. Just a one-time buy over, with a $125,000 share price, a $1 million share price, and a $25 million share price. We have a $7.051 trillion price tag, $56.41 trillion price tag, and a $1.41 quadrillion price tag. Combining these on together, just these two stocks, you're looking at $11,538,650,000,000, so to $1,634,620,000,000,000 price tags for just these two stocks, right? So this is can you explain why they have to cover the whole float? So that's, yeah, we know we own the floats for both of these. We've seen that. I mean, we've had that information given to us a few times, and that's why we can say at least one time. They have to buy it at least one time, and with pretty much certainty. We know that there's shorts, there's failure to delivers, and what they're doing with the ETFs and whatnot. So we know at least they have to buy it one time over. And now, not everyone's going to sell at the top. Not everyone's going to hit the top. Some people are going to sell early. Some people are going to sell after and miss it. So do what you will with this information, but that's just a simple, basic price tag, right? So the float. Okay, so the outstanding shares is the amount of shares that the company has actually released fully. Like that includes your corporate investors, your inside traders, and everything like that, and the retail. And then your float is the movable shares, the shares that can be traded, what retail actually owns. As the simplest way to break it down. So think of it as like outstanding shares. Outstanding shares is what a company has. The float can literally float through the market, right? It can be traded and it's fluid, right? That's how I kind of try to remember it. Alright guys, it is now 11:02. It is past our time. I gotta get out of here. It has been awesome to hang out with you guys. We covered a lot today. The key takeaways, guys, do what you want with your life. It's your money. Enjoy your life. Take it from someone that's met the Grim Reaper a few times. It's too short, okay? Just definitely cherish your life and don't let anyone tell you what to do with it, okay? First Amendment, we got to protect that damn thing. We really do. That covers social media, that covers media outlets, anything. You know, we got to be able to talk and continue our conversations in a public area, and that's how we keep people informed. And lastly, you know, guys, we're going to the moon, period. We know that. We know that, right? And we just have to hold it. We just got to be patient. You know, the stock market transfers wealth from the impatient to the patient, right? And that's all that we're doing. We're just being patient. And it's a very hard thing for most people in the millennial and Gen Z generations to be patient, because, I mean, hell, we like 5-minute race and 5-second TikTok videos, but we got to do it, right? So I will sign off, and I will see you guys on Monday.
One thing before you sign off,
Yes.
Kenna.
Yes.
If you start feeling depressed about the stock market, set price limits, notifications, not like price limits, I mean as in alerts. Set yourself an alert. Don't even look at the market anymore. Step away, go spend time with your family. It's not going to go anywhere, because emotions will get the best of you if you don't.
Very well said. Very well said. Thanks, Toxic. Thanks everyone for being here. I will see you guys soon. Bye.